Hello fans of Mason's Game Room. How y'all doing? I got a little bit of a story to tell you. Back in the day, Rareware was the king of gaming. They released titles such as Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong Country, GoldenEye 007, and Conker's Bad Fur Day. There's so much to say. In 2002, the same year I was born, the company was bought by Microsoft to make games for the Xbox. As much as I hate the sad fact that Rare no longer belongs to Nintendo, I think Microsoft was really smart to buy Rare. They were amazing. Who wouldn't want them? After that, they didn't release very many games, or at least not instant classics like the old days, and most people just gave up on the company. Now, I didn't know this stuff as a kid, so I always wondered why there was no new Banjos and Conkers on the GameCube, and why we never got Donkey Kong Racing, a title that looked absolutely amazing. But as I looked for groundbreaking titles on Nintendo platforms from Rare after the buyout, I couldn't find a thing. Nowadays, I realize that I've been looking in all the wrong places for them. Turns out that they did have a few decent titles on Microsoft's new Xbox at the time. But the first game they made for Microsoft was a little game called Grabbed by the Ghoulies. It was about a boy named Cooper who must rescue his girlfriend by some ghoulies in a haunted house, which is a great idea. But for all of the people coming off the 64 games, don't expect to see googly eyes and flute and tuba music everywhere here. It's not open world either, which is what Rare fans were usually used to. Grabbed by the Ghoulies was linear, but atmospheric at the same time, giving you that rare touch. No pun intended, and I'm not kidding either. This game truly made you feel like you were in a Scooby-Doo-ish haunted house with all sorts of creepies and crawlies lurking around every corner. The combat system isn't the best, but it isn't the worst. I mean, who doesn't want to beat the far out of Ghoulies in a tilt of an outlawed stick? All in all, though, Grabbed by the Ghoulies was good, but not that rare good. At least not when it's coming off of classics like Banjo-Kazooie and Bad Fur Day. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Thank you all. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my channel for more videos. I do all sorts of things. I have a band, a show with my friends, and even a gaming show where I do things like this in my game room. Bye! Hey fans of Mason's Game Room, welcome back to the very second episode of the review thingy. Now, I'm putting this out pretty quick. Last time we discussed the story of how Rareware was bought by Microsoft to make Xbox games, which led me to talk about Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Even though Rare couldn't make games on the GameCube was still a great console, and it had some of my favorite games in the Smash Bros. Franchise. Super Smash Bros. Melee. It is truly an amazing game, and it may be one of the greatest games of all time. Like in Smash 1, the game features various Nintendo characters fighting at many Nintendo landmarks. This game brought many new characters to the table, my favorite being Ness from Earthbound. The fighting system is very balanced and well thought out. It is most fun if you play it with your friends. You can have 4 at a time. One of my favorite aspects was the trophies. I had played the game for hours trying to get as many trophies as I can. The trophies showed me many new characters and opened my mind to many great games. You can get them in many ways. There are 2 main modes in the game. There is Classic Mode, which revolves around the player fighting characters and breaking targets to face the Master Hand. And in Adventure Mode, you can smash your way through the Nintendo universe in a side-scrolling adventure. The soundtrack is the greatest part to me. It remakes so many great songs, and it's probably my favorite soundtrack in all of gaming. It had a rockabilly remasters of the Ice Climber song, an epic Palace remix from Zelda 2, and even a great take on Being Friends from Mother, her Earthbound beginnings in the States. My only problem with the soundtrack is the fact there is no Corneria theme from Star Fox. It has one, but it's the 64 version, and in my opinion, the Super Nintendo version is far more superior. Or at least the song. In conclusion, no Smash game will ever even come close to matching this timeless classic. Nothing can. 10 out of 10. Buy it. Right now. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time, where I'll talk about something else probably. Hello, fans of Mason's Game Room. Sorry to keep you waiting on this new episode, but today, instead of reviewing a game, I think I'll be talking about my hype for an upcoming game, Rare Replay. This is basically just a little collection of classic Rareware games. You know, you got your Banjo games, your Conker games, and then some Ultimate Play the Game games. Pretty excited, because I can relive some of my favorites like Banjo and Jetpack, and even discover some new ones I never had a chance to play, like Conker's Bad Fur Day and Battletoads. So, from what I can tell, it's going to have 30 games in total, and when it comes out, I'll be ranking all of them. Yes, all 30 will be ranked. Now some games won't be on the pack, such as Donkey Kong Country and GoldenEye, because Rare doesn't have the rights to do that. So only the games on the collection pack will be included. If you haven't seen my Grab by the Ghoulies review where I talk about Rare, please watch it. Now it's time to announce the next episode. It's going to be a Castlevania review, so get your holy water and garlic, because it's time for some Castlevania. Bye! Hello fans of Mason's Game Room. Welcome to another review. In our last review, which I believe was Smash Bros. Melee, I praised the amount of characters, but it lacked one. He is notorious for taking down Dracula numerous times. Yes, we're talking about Simon Belmont from the Castlevania franchise. He starred in one of my favorite games ever, the original Castlevania, which told the story of told the story of how Simon and Dracula first met up after the locals were scared beyond belief of Dracula and his monstrous castle in Transylvania. So they ordered a member of the Belmont clan, a family that had a long history with our favorite holy water-hating vampire. I can remember popping in the NES card for the first time, taking it out, blowing into that game, and putting it back in and hearing that first level theme. It is outstanding, one of the most iconic Castlevania songs ever. And let me tell you, the gameplay is great, but the jumping can feel sort of choppy, as does the whip at times, but it's not that big of an issue. But I'm still glad it was fixed in Super Castlevania 4 for the Super Nintendo. The levels have a gothic and spooky atmosphere that is very detailed. Many figures of Greek mythology, such as Frankenstein's monster, Medusa, and the mummies, all make appearances in this game. I like to say, the game is very well thought out and greatly designed. I'm blown away. The game throws you the correct weapons that you need to defeat the game, and gives you wall food when you need it, and just other little things. It makes a great difference. The developers knew we would fail and helped us out. They really cared about their game, unlike some NES games that are so hard they don't even care to help you. Castlevania is hard, but in a good way. Games like Wally Bear and the No games are hard in a bad way. But this is the greatest Castlevania to me, and I think that I've said enough to prove it, so I'm going to go ahead and rate it 8.5 out of 10. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm going to have to see you in the next episode. We'll probably discuss Earthbound or something. Bye! Hello fans of Mason's Game Room, welcome back. In the last episode, I reviewed Castlevania, and in this review, I'm going to be talking about a game that for years people have called the greatest game of all time, and I agree with them on some parts. The game is none other than The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It was the first game to get a perfect score from IGN and a 99 from Metacritic. Zelda fans were blown away when this game came out. There was no other like it. It was massive and truly felt like an adventure. The soundtrack was awesome, with songs like Gerudo Valley, Serious Song, and Kakariko Village, really, and so many other good songs. The levels were well designed, and they always left you guessing about who the boss was going to be at the end of the dungeon. Usually it will be killed with the item you got in that dungeon, and even though it's predictable, it's still fun to guess who the boss will be. The characters are memorable as well. Who could forget Saria, Princess Zelda, the Great Deku Tree, Navi, and the Annoying Owl? Well, I didn't say all of them were going to be, good. But anyway, with all that being said though, the game is flawed. After a while, the enemies get repetitive, the bosses get so predictable. And there's no skipping cutscenes and tips. You can't even speed up the text. In your first playthrough, this can't be a big deal, but as you play the game all your life, it really gets annoying to listen. That when you have to sit through all them texts that tell you how to open doors. One thing I would like to mention is the controls. They are really good. Top notch. The camera can be controlled with the Z button alone. Since that's out of the way, the C buttons, which is normally used for cameras, can be used for using items. There's lots of them. You can climb and jump and do whatever you need with the analog stick alone. That way, you can use the A and B buttons to attack and use your shield. But the flute from Link to the Past is back. But this time around, it's called the Ocarina, and you can use it to play various songs that the people of Hyrule teach you. The songs can help you travel through time, make it rain or shine, call horses, and so many other stuff. The songs that you learn are really memorable as well. The Song of Storms, the Song of Time, Soria's Song, Epona's Song, they're all still stuck in my head. Another thing this game introduces is Z targeting. You can lock on to enemies to fight them. It's very useful, but outdated at the same time. You can also use it to talk to people from a distance. this game really has a lore behind it too. The story is deep and satisfying. You're the hero of time and must save Hyrule from Ganondorf, a traitor from the western desert who falsely claims alliance to the king. He takes over the world and you must skip over your childhood by traveling 7 years into the future to take that sucker down. But anyway, for completionists out there, who could forget the N64 Collection? For those out there who like to complete all these games 100%, you're in for a real treat. There's 100 spider dudes you must find and kill all across Hyrule. They're all in different worlds, times of day, and different years. But yeah, you have to play certain songs in certain places to find them, but it's worth it. So in conclusion, Ocarina of Time is an amazing game, and one of the greatest games of all time, maybe even the best. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Or 9.9 out of 10, because you know those flaws. But thanks for watching. Bye. Hello fans of Mason's Game Room. In my last review I discussed the amazing Ocarina of Time. Before that I discussed the original Castlevania. A game with great level design, memorable enemies, and great controls. Those are just a few things that Castlevania's sequel, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, didn't really have. Now, I'm not saying Simon's Quest is bad or anything, but it's just not good, at least compared to the original game. After reviewing Castlevania 1, I really wanted to get the game's sequel on the show, but I couldn't do that. Why? Well, it's the only Castlevania game I don't have on the NES, so I got it on the Wii U Virtual Console, and oh man, when I first got it was I disappointed. Now, I may have said that Castlevania 1's controls were good and Simon's Quest controls were bad, but when you think about it, they're exactly the same. Now, why would this be? Well, here's my reasoning. The first Castlevania's controls, the game, was built around the controls. But in Castlevania 2, the level design is just all over the place. I mean, if you die, it's usually not even your fault, it's the game's fault. I mean, look at this! I go to another part of the stage and immediately get attacked. How can you blame the player for something like this? Another hazard that just brings my piss to a boil is the fake blocks. You can just be walking along a dungeon or bridge or whatever, but you just fall through the floor. The only way to avoid it is to just throw holy water at the ground every step you take. Why was this needed? It makes absolutely no sense. But the fake blocks can be used for other things besides hazards. For example, you can just be walking into a shop and you have to throw holy water at a wall to go inside to get to another place. You'll break the fake blocks and you can go in. Now this is okay after you get used to it, but the first time around you don't know what you're supposed to be doing and it makes no sense. I mean, why can't the people in the towns tell you about this? They never have anything to say, so you just stop talking to them because half the time they can't even freaking spell. Another complaint people really have about this game is how the game changes from day to night. The game just puts this big box up in the air to tell you that, but it doesn't really bother me that much because the game doesn't even switch over very often. Even though I've been talking about how Simon's Quest has been really flawed so far, I think it's time to talk about what the game did right. Simon's Quest is a classic as a standalone game and really made you explore the world to find the other worlds. It had towns where you talked to people, bought things that would help you, and even heal at churches, much like Ends in later RPGs. That is really innovative because, in the first game you just walked left to right, but now you have to explore to find the levels and towns, and it just so much feels more like an adventure based on exploration, kind of like Zelda. You may remember how hearts acted as ammo in the first game, but in this one they are currency to buy things at stores like rupees in Zelda. I like this idea more as items are unlimited now, but once you get game over, you lose all of your hearts. Oh boy. You don't know how many times I've been saving up hearts to buy things and I'm headed back to town on my last life with all my hearts, dying and having to get them all again. Yeah, in Zelda, if you died, you didn't lose all of your rupees, so why do you lose your hearts after game over? I don't get it, but they are pretty common and easy to grind up enough hearts again, so I can let it slide. Another thing this game should have learned from Zelda is a save feature. This game was released after Zelda and maybe even after Zelda 2, so why couldn't they add one? Since I'm playing on the Wii U, this isn't an issue because I can use restore points, but for kids in the 80s, they had to use a stupid password system that made no sense and was hard to use. But before I end this episode, I must end it on one last point. Well, you remember how in the first review of the original Castlevania I talked about how amazing the music was? Well, this game is no exception. Take a look at these songs. So in conclusion, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest is a great game and just a solid entry to the franchise, even with its flaws. I mean, the game had towns, people to talk to, it relied on exploration, and did so many things that were rarely even seen in that type of game, at the time at least. The game was way ahead of its time, and was pretty rushed. It could have been a masterpiece, and if they made a Super Castlevania 5, they should have made another game like this. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and of course, bye.
Okay, now don't touch it anymore. Don't touch that anymore.
Here we are making a Mason Chicks review at Gamestop, getting my very first GameCube system.
Okay, just leave that on
This is the inside of the GameStop.
Ah.
Super Mario Galaxy 2 is one of my favorite games on the Wii, just as the game.
He's on a movie making venture.
Do you have the GameCube still? Alright, I'll have to have that GameCube.
Is it really $29.95?
And the sneak peek
What
at
is that?
Super Mario Galaxy 2. And here is the GameCube system, only $29.99. And now we'll go look at the GameCube games in case we need another. And this might be... Alright, let's see, a Narnia game. Cool, blah blah blah. Now let's see, Donkey Kong. What?
Will those fit?
Donkey Konga. Oh, that's Donkey Konga. Look, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. I didn't know they had one. Let me grab that. Wait. Oh my. I never did know they had one for the GameCube. I just had the Wii.
This fit Nintendo or GameCube?
Oh, I got and Super Mario Sunshine. Alright, now where's that original cover so I can show it to you? Alright, it might be down here. Super Monkey, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Sunshine. This is a bunch of crap. Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Strikers. I never had that game. Shadow the Hedgehog. Sounds funny. That Pokemon. I hate that Pokemon. Mario Party 5. I never did have this game.
Still might not have it. Yeah.
Or that Luigi's Mansion deal.
We've already got Paper Mario.
No, I want to have Mario Superstar Baseball. Cool. Huh. Yeah. And if I have Luigi's Mansion.
If you could find something like maybe $10.
Yeah, and this is the only Mason Cheeks review, the very first I've ever done at GameStop. And the Super Mario Galaxy 2 manual. Alright, now where'd that guy go?
He's over there.
Oh. You have Luigi's Mansion? I was looking at the GameCube games and I didn't see it, and I was just wanting to make sure. Ah.
How much is it, buddy?
I don't really know, but this is Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion shows Luigi holding his face like an idiot and ghosts behind him. In this game, you have to suck up ghosts in this adventure through 4 areas, only 25 parts. Can you believe that? I have the game at home, but not here. It sounds fun. It sort of is fun. It's about Luigi. He goes to this mansion to find Mario. After he wins it, he sees it haunted, and he goes in there frightened. And then he's in the foyer, and then a toad says, Luigi, it's horrible. You must find Mario. And then it's sort of like you have to go travel the whole mansion in 25 parts, looking at many ghosts and more. And once you find the final boss is King Boo, and Mario is trapped in the painting, and you must come out with Mario in the EGAD's lab. It's the homepage once you get the vacuum cleaner to suck in all your ghosts and bosses. And that's all I have to say about Luigi's Mansion. Alright, do you need a bunch of cords for the GameCube?
They're all here.
Oh. Yeah.
Everything you need is in that box.
Yeah. Is the controller in there too? Alright. I was thinking you would probably have some like your GameCube Sports or DS Sports to come with every system. Like Wii Sports.
No.
DS Sports Resort.
And we're gonna get that too.
Yeah, and yesterday I came here looking for Paper Mario DS, and you say it was negative. And if you can get on the internet on there, like go to YouTube, it'll say Paper Mario DS 100% real info, and you go down there and it'll show this guy on this genre of all Mario games, and he'll go down there to the Paper Mario series, and it'll say Paper Mario 3DS on the bottom. It'll say it's a Paper Mario 4. Game Informer.
You want to take my job? You can work here. I'll go.
Racing. Blah, blah, blah. That looks like a tiny baby piranha up there.
Did you just turn it off, Masen?
No.
Okay.
Oh. Now this is what the rest of the Gamestop looks like. Guitar Hero Modern Hits. Hit songs on Guitar Hero. On Nintendo DS Lite. A Game Boy system. And here's all the other stuff you could use. Over here is all their Game Boy games. Yeah, and let me name them all. It's a few couple of gay games. And there's Cash, Sonic, Star Wars 2, a bunch of gay stuff. And the one that I would be interested in is probably Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, Mario Kart Superstar Games, Super Mario World, and Super Mario Advance. And Yoshi's Island, probably the ones I would like to have. Well, I already do have those. And this is what game, and here is one of my favorite racing games on the Wii. That's my favorite racing game on the Wii. Look, it's Mario Kart. We get behind the wheel. Then it shows Mario and Luigi. Alright, that's much better. And then Nicktoons Attack of the Toy Boys. And Monsters vs. Aliens, I have that game. It's sort of boring, so do not get this game. Yes. And then there's DJ Hero. I do not have any of those systems. The only system I have is probably a Nintendo and computers and stuff, like TVs and stuff. That's some of the only ones I have. And if you want to see any DS games, I'll name some that you probably want to be interested in. Probably you would like, let me just look at them for a second. You probably like Mario Kart DS, Mario Party DS, and you will probably like, oh, that Hooktail? That isn't what I wanted. Drawn to Life, that's okay, but Family Feud. And new Super Mario Bros. Is awesome. I've never played this, but I've heard it was good. Toy Story 3, the game, and Mario Party DS in another box. Some game in there. Nintendogs. It's sort of cool, and here's the real box, and another Nintendogs, and I know a lot of people like Pokemon. I'm not too much interested, and here's what it is. And then there's Super Mario 64 DS. You might like that. It's a new Super. Wait, right? I got the wrong case, but that was new Super Mario Bros. And this is look, see, Super Mario 64 DS. And as you can see, that's one of my favorites. And Super Princess Peach. One time I cried over that game. Now I don't really want it. And look, let's see. And this is my stuff. And now let's see the GameCube. And this is my GameCube package inside the bag. And now I'm gonna go over here and shine my light on all of the games, all the DS games that were made here.
Hey, Mason, that's pretty cool, ain't it?
Well, oh, that's a Super Mario thing. And I got this GameCube for a reason, and I wanted a GameCube so I could play it at many other places. And such as, here's a game that I've heard that many people would like. Shrek, the final chapter. And also, here's another game that people have been talking about. One second. Here's a game most people have been talking about. Mario Superstar Baseball. And this one has been mostly viewed. Paper Mario The 1,000-Year Door. And Pac-Man World 2. I've never heard of that, really. And then there's Mario Golf. They're okay, but I play them at home a lot, so I need to shut up about that. And Mario Party 5, it's some of my favorites. And Super Mario Galaxy 2's normal cover manual.
You look at telling bye, let's go and set this baby up.
Yeah, and then we're going to set the GameCube up. This will be on part 2 at home. Even though my time is run out, goodbye. This has been our Mason Cheeks review at Gamestop. Bah!
So what's up, everybody? I've been playing a lot of Nintendo 64 lately, and I decided that I should do a top 5 countdown of my favorite 64 games ever. Now, I'd like to take a note, I haven't played very much of the Zelda games yet, or Conker's Bad Fur Day, so that's why they're not here. Alright, let's go. Alright, now this right here is first-person shooters. Before, you could play with Wing Wong over there in China, and What's-His-Face down here in Texas, and oh, here, this is GoldenEye 007, one of the best first-person shooters and the greatest on the Nintendo 64. Sure, it had sequels, there's Perfect Dark, but this game was like Rareware's first-person shooter. It was just really good, and you could be James Bond, big surprise. And he was good on all these missions, and it was just really good. Yeah, on with the next game. Oh yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Now, this game came out when everybody was just really getting into skateboarding in the early 2000s. And people just loved it. It was so much better than Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. And in my opinion, the 64 version is it might not be as good as the PlayStation version, but it's still really good. Even though it might be a little bit more cartoony. Yeah, you went into career mode, which is where it really started. You had to collect the money, and you could advance all these stages, and it just really felt like skateboarding. Alright, here, we're really getting good here now. Star Fox 64 for the Nintendo 64. Yeah, in this one, it took everything that made the first Star Fox really good, just shooting stuff, and it just put it in full 3D, got voice acting and everything. It was just perfect, and you could fly around, and of course the little toad was annoying. Here, take a look.
Hard to tell the good guys from the bad. Here comes a big one. Here I go. Hey, he was mine. Hey, leave me alone.
Oh man, that's annoying. But it also gave us the infamous phrase, do a barrel roll. See?
Do a barrel roll.
I've been playing it a lot lately, and we should just probably get to the next game. So here we go. Now here's one of Rareware's finest for the Nintendo 64. Sure, they had the games like the Donkey Kong Country games and all those. But here's where they really started to get good with Banjo-Kazooie. Sure, it may look and sound like a little kid's game, but when you actually play it, it can really get really dark and depressing, and the gameplay is just really great. Kind of like Earthbound. Yeah, you go around here and you collect these jiggies with a bear named Banjo. Oh yeah, and this game started the bear jokes. Hang on, here we go.
What?
Bears! Bears! A bear joke! Take the cat! Bear! Somebody get those bears a Coke! Those bears need a Coke! Bear! Bears! Bear! Bear! Skynet bears! Helicopter crash! Christian Bale bear needs to stop riding in helicopters! Robo bear hide! He's becoming the bear that he's fighting! Terma bear! Sarah Khan bear! Time-traveling bear!
And it also spawned one sequel for the Nintendo 64, and also a really terrible threequel for the Xbox 360. I'm pretty sure all of you can agree that Nuts and Bolts sucked. Now let's get to number 1.
It's me, Mario.
I bet you never saw this one coming. Here's Super Mario 64. Probably the greatest platformer ever. When this game came out in 1996, people didn't know what to think. It just took Mario and just put him in 3D. And this game also set the rules for every 3D platformer that came after it. That's how good it is. Sure, Crash Bandicoot was along there, but this game, just took the open world thing and just made it awesome. You could ride on magic carpets, you could go underground, you could jump through the walls, and I don't really need to go on here. So, there you have it, folks. There's my top 10 Nintendo 64 games. I mean, top 5, sorry. So, what's your favorite 64 games? Put it in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe.
Scott should make a game kind of like Mario Maker, where you design the office, the building layout, which robots go where, what's on the camera, stuff like that. I see this as a pretty good idea, since Mario Maker on the Wii U's doing so well. I could see so many old-time fans, changing the AI, making the hardest games ever and the easiest games ever. You should be able to post them online, so yeah, FNAF Maker. Scott should make a game similar to Mario Party and Sonic Shuffle, where you control Five Nights at Freddy's characters around a board map filled with a great cast of characters and mini-games. Now, this would be a great idea for a party game, especially now that Scott's fan base is getting huge. These people, enjoy Mario Party and stuff. This would be just a great idea for a cute little game. Not too much effort into it, but still enough to let you know that we care. Yeah. Here we go, guys. Scott should make a game where you design your own Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to look like Sims and Cityville and stuff for Facebook. You're the owner of Freddy Fazbear's, and you start out with the classic animatronics in one room. You can buy more rooms to build on, better animatronics, and just stuff like that. This is a great idea in my opinion, since FNAF would get so many more fans and would satisfy older ones. At least get Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in Cityville. Oh boy! FNAF Smash Brothers. Man, I would just love to see FNAF characters in Smash Brothers. I know it's a stupid idea, but still though, if it could be its own standalone game, maybe even a Scott Cawthon All-Star game, with Coffee Can, FNAF, all those good people, but mostly Five Nights at Freddy's, because there are so many people with Nightmare Freddy's just going around. It would be awesome. I mean, it would play like Smash Brothers with knockback mechanics and stuff. You know, just Freddy and all those good people, I think will be really good. This one just goes without saying. Five Nights at Freddy's Racing. Oh man, I love Mario Party, Crash Team Racing, Sonic and Sega All-Stars, and I don't even think I've seen a bad mascot kart racer in my life. I will go that far. I don't know, just something about kart racers. And Five Nights at Freddy's would just translate so well. I mean, there's so many familiar locations to visit, so many awesome characters with unique abilities. I mean, imagine Nightmare, for instance. His special ability or whatever, he could block the screen with his jump scare like he does in the game. And just slow everybody down. It would be amazing. Think about this, as an item, Nightmare Freddy could have his little minions around him and throw them at people and slow them down. And Foxy, he could, I don't know, he's super fast or something. Foxy the Hedgehog there. Five Nights at Freddy's Racing, I just can't stop thinking. It'd just be such a fun game. I mean, imagine playing that with your friends, like in 20 years. Like, you grew up as a FNAF fan, and all of a sudden you can race them around like in Mario Kart. Then shut up and give me my money. Take my money. I know it's a little bit late to be making a video about this, but I just realized how far a little indie game can go. In August 2014, that's been about a year and a couple months, Scott Cawthon released Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's really amazing when only just after barely a year of being out, a game about shutting doors and looking at cameras can feel so nostalgic and original. The game is still just as good and fresh and scary as it was the day I picked it up. And in just over a year, we have Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 games of good quality, each new and original, all full of innovation, kinda. Over just over a year, he has an RPG. There's an RPG coming out with these characters now. Yes, that's just amazing. Then there's a movie. In just over a year, there's 4 games, a spin-off coming, and an upcoming movie. In just over a year. And I was just gonna say, talk about in this video, after I got past my little opening there, that about the upcoming spin-off, Five Nights at Freddy's World. Now, I don't know nothing. We barely know anything about it. But here's a picture of it. I mean, these creatures can go from looking like things from the pits of hell to something like that. How do you do that? And then Scott Cawthon has just showed me so much about game development and how to tease stuff to people. You know, he's kind of an inspiration to me these days, Scott is. And now he's taught me so much. And I don't even know the guy. So, thank you, Scott. I mean, and it's not just Five Nights at Freddy's either. You know, there's those games and a movie and an upcoming spin-off. But he also did Slumberfish. About There Is No Pause Button, Chipper and Sons Lumber Company, The Desolate Hope. So many games. I wish that one day he could get bought out by a major company and he could use his full potential. Not by Microsoft, though. But, yeah. I just really want to see what he can do. I mean, we've already seen it. He's one of the best developers out right now. I believe he's in the future, Five Nights at Freddy's is just gonna be the nostalgic retro thing. All the people will be like, you remember Five Nights at Freddy's in 30 years, and it's already feels old. It already adds to that summer 2014 nostalgia somehow. It already makes you feel old when you see kids playing it. It already makes you seem like, yeah, those kids will never know what it's like to be in summer 2014 when this game was just everything. So yeah, that's just my little tribute to Scott Cawthon. Thank you, Scott. Hey guys, I got the Xbox One holiday bundle with these games. Now, I know I've promised to do some stuff on Rare Replay for a long time, and looks like the day has finally come. Now, not only with these games, I got some other ones. Got the Xbox One hooked up. I also picked up Star Wars Battlefront, you know that, and GTA 5. So, yeah. Also, the Genesis got Mortal Kombat, so, yeah. Expect a review. The game I've been playing for a lot now is Star Wars Battlefront, as you can see. Let me connect the... Here's the games and apps section, which I've already used 15.3%, which is mostly from the Rare Replay extra downloads, which, if you're planning on getting Rare Replay, it's kind of messy. Because, you know, you got the Rare Replay, and then you got all this other good stuff. But the Xbox One is actually pretty well organized. And, let me show you the graphics it's capable of by going into Star Wars Battlefront. Booting up Battlefront, y'all. Okay, so this is Star Wars Battlefront. Of course, I'm going to go with the Galactic Empire. Yeah. See, here's a little cutscene. I mean, the graphics, in the game, it really feels like you're playing the movies. If you get the bundle, this is the excellent Rare Replay. We got Rare Revealed, and the game gallery too. Let's go through the games just to show you how good it is. Starting off with Jetpack, Lunar Jetman, Attic, Sabre Wolf, Underwolf, Night Lore, Gunfight, Slalom, RC Pro-Am, Cobra Triangle, Snake Rattle and Roll, Solar Jetman, Diggerty Rock, Battletoads, RC Pro-Am 2, Battletoads Arcade, Killer Instinct Gold, Blast Corps, Banjo-Kazooie, Jet Force Gemini, Perfect Dark, Banjo-Tooie, Bad Verde, Grab of the Ghoulies, which is actually the first game I did on the show, Cameo Elements of Power, Perfect Dark Zero, Viva Pinata, Jetpack Refueled, Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise, and Nuts and Bolts. But yeah, not all the games are good, but yeah. Even though not all of the games in the pack are just excellent, it's still actually a pretty good, you know, representation of what the company's done. You know, it starts off in their beginnings, and then it goes all the way up to nuts and bolts. You know, they've had some troubles in between there, and it shows that. But, you know, all the good games just make it an excellent pack. 30 games for $30, I'd pick it up. I got it on the holiday bundle package, so if you already have one, just pick it up. The rankings are coming soon, so yeah. Also, Mortal Kombat! Here's GTA 5 for the Xbox One. It's not really an exclusive, but it's one that I really got. It's okay, but it's not what I really expected, but yeah, GTA 5, get it. Here's the Xbox One controller. We have the typical buttons over here, the right stick and the toggle stick, the D-pad, these two, this, and the back buttons. Excellent controller. Also, I would recommend getting the holiday bundle because it comes with these 3 games, a physical copy of these 2, and a download of this one. And it's also 1 terabyte. I've used up, you know, Rare Replay, GTA, Star Wars Battlefront, and yeah, and I've only used like 15% of 1 terabyte. That is really good. So yeah, that's the Xbox One holiday bundle, and just a little overview of what I've seen so far out of the console. So far, it's like really good, you know. Yeah, it's really good. I recommend it. And obviously, this is like the last Game Run episode in a long time, but I've really been focused on a bunch of other stuff. Like, here's just a little announcement. Just don't tell anyone. But A Day in the Life of Mason Cheeks is getting remade and possibly getting a widescreen remaster. There's a new Bigfoot Found coming, which is a crossover between The Day in the Life of Me and the Bigfoot Found thing me. Yeah, tune into those. And as always, bye. Hey guys, it's Mason. And today I thought I was gonna look at all my Sega Genesis games one by one, so you know what's coming up in the reviews. Alright, let's get started. First up is Street Fighter 2 Special Championship Edition. I wonder what all the other editions were like. And it comes with this neat little box. And if I can get this thing out. Oh, it slides out here. It's got the booklet with it. So, yeah. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. So, people say this is like one of the best sports games that there ever was. I don't know. To me, it's just basketball. But it's better than any other one. Don't get this one. If you're gonna get anything, don't get this one. Zools. Like, the worst game ever. The covers make it look fun, but the main problem with it is how, like, the screen just kind of jumps with you and the enemies blend in with the background. It's weird. Pretty sad when you can't make a platformer. F-22 Interceptor Advanced Tactical Fighter. Yeah, it's got one of these fancy cartridges. I think it's an EA thing. Super Battle Tank War in the Gulf. Yeah. And this one is realistic graphics. Hardball 95. Hey, look at that cover. This is like the separation between the old baseball games and like licensed ones. Here's the first one I ever even got for the Genesis right here. It's Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's one of my favorites, really. And it came with the little booklet. I really like the booklet. And it also came with the not for resale cartridge, which I thought that was going to be rare, because, you know, whenever not for resale shows up on something, it's usually expensive, but not in this case. Sonic 2, the sequel that was really good and better and stuff, did come with the game, and that's good enough for me. And here's the last of the boxed ones. Pitfall: The Mind Adventure is a sequel to the Atari. I haven't really even tried this one out. Alright, here's the unboxed ones. Echo the Dolphin, The Tide of Time. Tides of Time. I think that the Echo game is like really overrated. I don't like them. Sonic 3D Blast, and meh. It's alright. Mortal Kombat. Here's one of my favorites. It's the last one we're going to be going over, and it's probably my favorite. It has blood, and it's good, and all that, so, yeah. So, did you enjoy this little collection? Alright. Well, yeah, we're going to see you next time. The next one will probably be a Genesis review, so alright, I'll see you later. Hey guys, it's Mason. And today, just like we did with the Sega Genesis, we're going to be looking at my N64 collection. Alright, let's start off with the N64 itself. I was lucky enough to get it in the box. Alright, and if you spin it around, so yeah, now let's get on with the games. Waldy's Country Club. Paper Mario. Here's actually a pretty good one. It's one of, I think it either my first or second RPG, and it got me into the genre, so I love it. Madden 2001. Oh boy. It's just football. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I've had a lot of fun with this one, jumping ramps and stuff. Woo! Donkey Kong 64. I think maybe the last or second to last of Rare's games on the 64. And, you know, it's a collectathon. GoldenEye 007, back in my original Nintendo 64 top 5 list, I placed it at number 5 on the list. It's the original first-person shooter in my eyes. Namco Museum 64, what a classic. Now, if you've played Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, and Dig Dug in pole position, you've played this. What else is there to say? Mario Golf. It's golf with Mario. Mission Impossible. Now, I mean, I don't see the appeal in it, but I haven't really played it that much, so let's just give it the benefit of the doubt and move on. Madden 99. I'm not even sure if I've played this. Quake 1 and 2. Haven't even played it. Star Fox 64. One of my favorite games of all time. It's a must-have. It's just really good. Mario Kart 64. NBA Live. I've played it once or twice. It's alright. Whoa. It's baseball. I like baseball. I like this game. Mickey's Speedway USA. And it's very much like Diddy Kong Racing, made by the same people that made Diddy Kong Racing, but not as good, but I still like it. Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shards.
Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shards.
Now, I think it's like the first and last Kirby game of its time, and it's really underrated. It may be easy, but it still doesn't get the credit it deserves. This is what GoldenEye expanded on. Banjo-Kazooie, it made number 2 on my list, and it's a classic. It's one of the best platformers of all time. It's better than Mario 64 in my opinion. You know, now that I've grown up, but Mario 64 will always be my favorite just because it's what I grew up with. So everybody's got their favorites, but this one is by definition better. The original Madden Football 64. Quest 64. Collect the elements, go on a big RPG adventure, and it sucks. Blast Corps. I've heard so much good stuff about this, but I've never been able to get into it. But if I'm able to get into it, I'm pretty sure I'll love it. So, Blast Corps. Diddy Kong Racing. This is by definition better than Mario Kart 64, but I still like Mario Kart better. It's just who I am. So, yeah, you gonna do. Mario Tennis. It's tennis, but with Mario. Yoshi's Story. It's stories with Yoshi. No, I'm just kidding. Yoshi's Story, it's a great 2D platformer for the 64. You know, it needed some 2D platformers, even though in the age of 3D platformers, we still got a good 2D one. No mercy. It sucks. 1080. I love 1080. Superman 64. It sucks, but I still get some enjoyment out of it. Just like the other one, baseball. Another wrestling. Look at the beauty. I kiss the plastic that holds Super Mario 64. It is amazing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Star Wars Pod Racer. You know what? Where's the music in this game? There's like literally no music in this game, man. But it's just okay, I guess. I like the Phantom Menace. Another unpopular opinion. The greatest game of all time. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's amazing, man. It's like, you're going around here, you got an ocarina, you can ride horses, it's just... And the last game, Forsaken 64, never played it. Bad note to end off on. So, did you enjoy this little collection, perhaps, in my opinions? If so, tune in next week for my NES collection. Bye. Hey guys, it's Mason. And today, we're going to be looking at all my NES games. So let's start this sucker off. had a lot of fun with it. The thing about Urban Champion is it's kind of like Mortal Kombat before there was Mortal Kombat. Friday the 13th. It was pretty good. Most people hate it, but I kind of liked it, just for the charm. They're making a new one, so stay tuned. Ghosts and Goblins, and it was good, but it was hard. Really freaking hard. Mylon's Secret Castle, and when it said secret, it really meant secret. This game is based around secrets so much, it's really hard to even pick it up and play. It's that ridiculous. But if you know how it works, you could probably get into it pretty easy. So, Mylon's Secret Castle. Mylon's Secret Castle is on the eShop for some reason, so get it on the eShop. Da-da-da-dum. The Legend of Zelda. It's probably my favorite Zelda, even though the best is Ocarina of Time, but this is probably my favorite because, oh yeah, I had this for about a year because it was snowing the day I got it brought home, and so it was late at night. While it was snowing, I would switch between pushing the game in and playing out in the snow, so good memories with this one, really good. Tom and Jerry and Tuffy, I've had this one for as long as I can remember, and I'll admit it's not that good, but since I've been playing it for so long, I can't help but love it. So yeah. Dr. Mario, it's kind of like Tetris, but more based around colors and lines, and you just had to play it. It's really good. Hoops, got it at the same store I got Castlevania 3. It's actually pretty decent. It's just basketball, kind of like NBA Jam, but not. Baseball, look at that. Major League Baseball, but look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The game is very buggy, but if anybody could touch it up, it'd be really good. Pebble Beach Golf. My dad loves this game. Yumi Kojo, Doki Doki Panic. Mario 2. Really good game, guys. Trust me. It may not really be Mario, but it's still a good game. Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. I kind of like this one. It's not very good, but it's just a charm that really pulled me into it. So yeah. My copy doesn't work very well though because, listen to it. Castlevania, one of my favorite games of all time. It's really good. You should check out my game room review on it. So yeah. Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. And I actually got this one on copy since I last made that video. Now, when I made the video on the game room about Simon's Quest, I had didn't have the cartridge, so I had to play it on the shop channel or whatever. But since then, I've got the physical copy, and I still have the same opinion on it, except I'm more fond of it now. So, Castlevania 2. This is the only Castlevania out of the original trilogy that I have not done on the game room, but I plan on doing it very soon, but maybe in Season 2. So, Castlevania. Mario 3.
Mario 3. Mario 3.
It's kind of grown to be my least favorite of the original Mario trilogy, including Super Mario World, so more like Saga, but it's really good, but I prefer the others best. The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy. I remember hearing that there was a really rare Flintstones game, and I knew I had this game, so I went and checked it out, and it wasn't the rare one. I was so disappointed I couldn't even play this game again, but once I did, it's alright. Here's just regular baseball for the NES. It's from like the sports series or something. It was okay. Metal Gear Solid, I've heard a lot of really mixed views on this one, but I've never even got it to boot up. Here's the unlicensed 10-gen version of Pac-Man. Now, it's what you'd expect. It's just Pac-Man, but my copy doesn't work for very long, so it's still pretty good. Back to the Future by LJM. They could have done a lot better with this one, but sometimes I'll pop it in just to show people how bad it is. Even back in the day, Rare, that's my good company, that they were making good games. Tetris, it's Tetris, but it's in full color, and it's really good. The Adventures of Lolo. Back then, it was really good, like one of the best puzzle games, but now it's just kind of like a mediocre puzzle game, but I still like it. Wizards and Warriors. It's extremely difficult, man, but the music means... You know they're desperate when they made a game based off a novel that came out 50 or 60 years before the game did. Adventures of Tom Sawyer. It's a Super Mario's clone and kind of bad, but it's alright. RC Pro-Am. It's a racing game, but it kind of doesn't really handle very good, but It was 1987, and it was by Rare, and it's on Rare Replay, which I'll probably get around to. It's Kung Fu, but it's a first-party Nintendo game, I think. It's by the Action series. I wonder if there's an arcade game behind this, because it really feels like one. Kung Fu, it's really good. Even if I can't beat the second stage. Top Gun. If you watch the AVGN's review on it, that's exactly how I feel about it. It sucks. A Nightmare on Elm Street by LJN. But unlike most LJN games, I love this one, man. It's really good. It and Friday the 13th are LJN's standout titles, and I'm just really proud to own it because it's kind of rare these days. But I got it for Christmas in 2014, and I'm still playing. Home Alone. It's a movie-based game that's not made by LJN. Now, if you play it, it has some good ideas, and it plays okay. But they should have polished it up and stuck to it a little bit more, and it would have been a classic. Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. Now, it's usually the most hated sequel because of its difficulty, but if you actually play it and level up and stuff, it's not that bad. But it's really worth checking out, even if it's not as good as the original. Jaws by LJN. It sucks. I'm gonna end this one off on my first video game ever, and my favorite to this day. Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Really awesome game here. First one I ever played. I still love it. It's just perfect, man. Perfect. Did you like this little collection video and enjoy it? If so, leave a like or dislike, comment, share, whatever. But be sure to subscribe. Peace. What you just witnessed was the last episode of Season 1, Mason's Game Room. Well, the series should be returning here in a few months, but yeah, we got all kinds of really good stuff coming up for March. So, I'll see you then, and I'm going to get back to my CNN.